You listen here, sons of bitches. Right here, you're listening to Around the Ring. This is Dr. Fumes, and we're going to be coming at you.
Alright, you guys, so this is going to be a new segment for the Munch Munch Alliance. This is Dr. Fumes here.
Saying sense, baby.
This segment's going to be called Around the Mat, where we just go over what's happening in the world of wrestling. And today's episode is going to be primarily on Raw.
Just like the way that's how it feels when they give us the episode. Like Raw. Like they've been fucking us raw.
Yep, that's literally how it feels sometimes. So let's just go straight into it. Yep. So let me just clarify. This episode was pure and utter garbage. Trash to the max. Like this is the pile of trash that you see on the streets of a city. That you're like, who's cleaning that up? Whose decision was it to put that there? And like, why do I have to deal with this? Why am I still looking at all this trash?
Where do all these electric bikes come from?
Right, you know? So it started off, lately, WWE has been trying their best to like, it seems like they want to separate the brands where they think they're so popular enough, like back in the day Attitude Era, where you either watched SmackDown or you watched Raw. There was definitely people that watched both, but there was legitimately a rivalry between SmackDown and Raw back in the day. So, but that's what they say, but that's not what they've been doing.
No,
other than Becky Lynch as the champ, the Becky 2 belt, she has to be on both shows. That makes sense, yeah. And the women's tag team champions, they have to be on both shows.
Wait, why?
There's only one women's tag team belt.
Wasn't aware of that.
Two. There's two.
It's a pair.
There's not one set for each show. So that makes sense to me. But everything else, they've been trying their best to keep it separate. So the April 6th, or May 6th episode of Raw starts off with Vince McMahon coming to the ring saying, this is going to be one hell of a show, you're not going to forget. And in a way, he wasn't wrong. You know?
He's like a weatherman. He just says very general things, and sometimes it comes true.
Very on the nose. And so he's like, "Yep, you're not gonna forget this. It's gonna be a great show." Who's the first wrestler to come out? SmackDown's Roman Reigns.
Boo.
Right? A lot of people have been supporting him, and I think because he survived cancer, and it's hard to not support somebody that survived cancer.
Where's the proof? Why is this not? This could be a plug from Vince. I wouldn't be surprised.
This could be a play. What is it called? The Work by Vince. It could. I don't put anything I don't put any horribleness beyond Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, they made fun of Roman Reigns having cancer the day after he left.
Yeah.
Or the episode after.
He's been trying to push Roman Reigns for years.
They're like, how can we make Roman Reigns popular? I know. Let's give him cancer. That's not funny. So then that happens. Who comes out after that? SmackDown's Danny O'Brien. And then this man, I'm pretty sure this wasn't part of the script, where he's just like, oh, I just made up a new, this is what he said too, I just made up a new rule, it's called the wild card, ain't I a genius? I'm so brilliant, I'm Vince McMahon, blah, 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 blah. And wild card rule. This is a quote, this is what he said too. This is how I knew he made this shit he pulled this shit out of his ass. He's like, we're 3 wrestlers from SmackDown get to show up on Raw, and tomorrow 3 wrestlers from SmackDown get to show up on SmackDown. You know what I mean. That's exactly what he said.
WWE thinks we're fucking stupid.
Yes.
They think we're stupid.
This goes into my greater point. WWE thinks their fans are... They think we're stupid. They think we're all children. They don't think we understand continuity. They don't think we pay attention week to week. I wish I could talk to Vince McMahon. Just ask him one simple question.
Talk or yell?
Talk. Calmly.
It'll begin calmly.
It'll begin calmly. Like, Vince, what is the most popular brand, most popular franchise in the world right now?
What do you think the most popular franchise in the world is?
It got in fucking WWE. It's Marvel. Marvel is the biggest brand in the world right now. And what is their whole... Exactly. What does that have to do with wrestling? What is Marvel's whole... What is their whole fucking mission, or their whole goal, is to create one continuous story throughout different franchises stories. They expect their fans to follow and pay attention and see all these things. And we did. That's why Endgame was so big.
Vince McMahon thinks he's fucking Thanos. He thinks every fucking WrestleMania is his gauntlet. He can snap his fingers after every WrestleMania till all our memories are wiped. So you know what? Let's do the same fucking shit we did last year. And let's do the same shit we did the year before that. Oh, 10 years ago, they can't be alive anymore. Let's bring that shit back.
So then, who's the third person to come out for on Raw in the beginning? It's Kofi Kingston, the SmackDown's WWE Champion, comes out next. That is 3 SmackDown wrestlers in the beginning of a Raw segment in the middle of the ring. The funniest line of that was Kofi said something, "I'm just out here to have fun," and Daniel Bryan's like, "What are you talking about? There's no such thing as fun on Raw." I wonder if he said that like as a backhanded joke against Vince.
That's what you gotta do, man.
Or if that was really in the script. Because that shit was so on the nose.
And the fucked up thing is, they didn't have Kofi fight anybody from Raw. He just fought a dude from SmackDown.
They scheduled a rematch for the WWE Championship on Raw without any build-up or hype. They did 2. Then they did a rematch between Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre without any build-up or hype. So then, after Drew McIntyre comes out, the first Raw wrestler to come out, then AJ Styles comes out. And Vince McMahon, then it cuts to a commercial break. It comes back. Vince McMahon is still in the middle of the ring, talking. No matches yet. But this time, and some reason the other 4 people just disappeared. They didn't talk about him at all. AJ Styles and Seth Rollins comes out, and they just start talking shit. And then they have a tag team match between AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. And guess who? Oh yeah, Bobby Lashley and Baron Corbin. Again.
Lovely.
Again. And what happens? Baron Corbin pins the Universal Champion Seth Rollins in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3, clean.
Who?
Baron Corbin beats Seth Rollins.
Oh my god.
That's how it ends. Clean win. Like, it was no... Like, it kind of ended with AJ Styles went for his finisher, the Phenomenal Forearm, against Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin went out of the way. Seth Rollins was right there, and oh my god, I still hit him. You know, that whole same classic. And then AJ Styles was like, fuck, I messed up. And he leaves. He abandons Seth Rollins.
Did he do that look when he hit him? He just looked around at everybody like...
Yeah. He's like, oh fuck! How did you do that? Yep, he did it. He did do it.
Oh, wrestling, you bastard. Vince. I say Vince, you bastard.
So it keeps going.
Wrestling's awesome.
There's some other off. Then one of my favorite wrestlers comes out. I'm not sure if this was the very next segment after the match, but one of my favorite wrestlers that just came back, that's been doing one of my favorite promos, just making fun of wrestling fans. Which is something that's been done before. Sami Zayn,
yeah.
But the way he's been doing it is good. He's like, you guys are all privileged. Like, you think you can have whatever you want. Like, you think we're not human, that we can just kill ourselves and like nothing bad happens to us. And I like what he's going with.
They gotta love playing that character. There's probably a lot of honesty when they say those things to the audience.
Right. Daniel Bryan must love playing his character too.
They have to, man. They gotta love that.
So then what happens? So what does WWE do to one of their best promos running for the last few weeks? They send out Braun Strowman, the monster, and they literally dump Sami Zayn into a garbage can and have a dumpster truck come out at fucking 11:30 at night to take out a dumpster.
Talk about symbolism, huh?
You know? And that's probably the last we're ever going to see a Sami Zayn ever again.
Yeah. They love taking their outspoken people, man, and just literally throwing them in dumpsters.
They literally threw one of their best things away. And this is that WWE's ratings have been steadily declining over the last few weeks.
Vince needs to let go of those fucking handles, let go of the steering wheel, and pass it. Cause that shit is not,
people care, man. People care about this shit.
He's not getting that his fans aged with this. That his fans from the Raw's War days are now parents themselves. You know, they're gonna still be watching your show. So when they catch some shit like you're catching, and you're a very frustrated fan,
so frustrated, dude. It's like, and the thing is, I love wrestling. I've had to stop watching wrestling a couple times throughout my life because WWE just makes me not like it. It's like I feel like CM Punk. Like, I'm forced away from the thing that I love because the company that runs it is the devil. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's the literally embodiment of evil.
Yeah. And wrestling has been the cause, not wrestling, I keep using wrestling. The WWE has been the cause of a lot of early deaths, a lot of tragic events, a lot of shit. There's no accountability.
I don't know if you saw the segment John Oliver did on WWE.
Beautiful segment.
Great segment. Where he showed the life expectancy of literally every other job compared to wrestlers.
Yeah.
And the wrestlers' life expectancy is like
50, right?
It's in their 50s and 60s. Like their rate of death is like it's considerably higher than everyone else's. Back to the episode of Raw though.
Well, hold on. Just love and appreciate your wrestlers you have now. The ones you're fucking fans of. Show them love and appreciation. Those guys are going through shit. You know, they could be gone.
There's one wrestler right now. His name's Leo Rush. He was Bobby Lashley's manager.
Oh, what happened to him? I saw something happened to him on the internet.
He said he's not getting paid enough for the work he's doing, and that he doesn't want to get treated like a slave, more or less.
Yeah, it's a hard job.
Cause they make him do like shit work, and like when you make it, like there's like an expectation. Like when you make it to the big times,
yeah,
you don't expect to do the same shit you've been doing when you were a nobody.
Especially when you're on TV every week.
Especially when you're on TV every week.
And I feel like it might be hard for guys his size that aren't, you know, muscular or high flyers, where you gotta be a personality.
Like Mark Henry came out.
We had a lot of good stories too.
Mark Henry came out and was like, told Leo Rush more or less to shut the fuck up. And it was like, listen, this is what you gotta do to earn your respect in the biz.
This happened on TV?
He didn't say it on TV. This was something that happened outside.
Uh-oh.
But like, I like Mark Henry, but like, nah, dude. Like, Mark Henry was I mean,
but even he went through his shit.
He went through some shit too, and that was when like WWE was able to get away with a lot more shit. But like, the theory, like, people are trying to pay attention. Like, people are seeing that wrestlers are getting treated like absolute ass, and just because it was okay. And it is not okay. Like, let me correct that. It's not okay. But just because Mark Henry was treated like ass his whole career and just took it off the shoulders, doesn't mean it was okay.
The same thing with fucking most businesses. Not most, but some. Where it's like you gotta eat. Even in acting, you gotta eat shit. You gotta suck dick.
But
no pun intended to get to the fucking.
But to even make it to WWE,
it sucks, man.
You have to suck so much dick and eat so much shit to make
especially
it to that point. You shouldn't have to.
The size of John Cena. When you're not that size, you're not getting as many looks. He's like 5'6"?
He's probably like 5'8".
You know?
Yeah, no.
My pride! He's probably 5'4". Nope, you're alright, buddy. So, yeah, it sucks, man. I fucking feel for him. I feel for all those dudes, man. That's why I'm so interested in watching. I follow a lot of old wrestlers on social media now, and I'm curious, because they give their reactions. I follow Chris Jericho. I follow Edge.
Chris Jericho, because he's trying to help out AEW, he said that Vince McMahon WWE cut him off.
Oh yeah,
they don't even fuck with him anymore.
Snip.
Even though he's literally one of the only reasons why WWE was a thing.
He's definitely he has. If they don't put him in the Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame, that should be the end.
Like literally, like if you were to think of Attitude Era wrestlers. Like The Rock, Triple H, Stone Cold, Chris Jericho.
Y2K. That was huge,
man.
Huge.
Y2J. He's on that list. He's definitely on that list.
For sure. Sure.
Alright, just try and bring it back to last night's episode of Raw. So I forgot. So while Sami Zayn was getting thrown into the dumpster, there was actually a match going on. I forgot about it.
So this wasn't separate from...
No, this was something that was happening behind the scenes while there was a match going on.
What the fuck?
The match was Lucha House Party versus Three Nobodies.
I'm guessing because of Cinco de Mayo was the day before.
They came out with piñatas.
Yeah, love that.
Throwing out little piñatas.
Wait, that's with the crazy Jose guy?
Nope, he's not on that team. He was on later in the match. Later in the night.
Nice.
So Lucha House Party won in like
you're
2
Spanish,
minutes.
right? Puerto Rican. Yeah, you're
whatever, close enough.
You're fine. You're Mexican right now. I'm Colombian. No, yeah. See you out there, bud.
So that match didn't matter. They wrestled against Three Nobodies. It took like 2 minutes. It was literally just filler. It was fucking filler.
Filler wrestling.
And you know how I feel about filler.
Filler wrestling must be the worst.
It was literally filler wrestling.
Oh, Jesus.
And so, here's like another thing. Like, I know WWE is making the commentators do this, but just hearing their voice saying it over and over makes me hate them.
What is it?
Just them having to just recap, the what's the word I'm looking for? Preposition? No. It's like when you explain what's going on to the audience.
They fucking narrate? Different
They are
narrator?
narrating it.
Play-by-play.
Whatever. They're doing the play-by-play, but it's like another word I'm thinking of. I'll think of it later. So they're doing the commentary and they're going over like literally everything that we just saw 20 minutes ago. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They're going over it and they're like, oh man, and then they're like, that's insane. Like for instance, when the SmackDown wrestlers were coming out, they kept saying, but they're on SmackDown. They're not supposed to be on Raw. What are they doing here? I get it, bro.
I just think, man, I think maybe he thinks you've been too long in the game. You're seeing shit recycled, man. It's like watching all these remakes. It's like, I've seen this. What?
But, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just WWE's catering too much to their child audience.
It's Vince. Vince has his ideas of recycling. He's getting older.
You know that saying? You know the expression, like, the more you grow up, the more you become, like, just child. I don't remember, but, like, you grow up with diapers and you die with diapers. It's something like that. Like, the more you're old, the more you age, the more you're like when you were first born.
Circle of life.
Circle of life, yeah. You get stupider, you wear diapers, and you need more people to take care of you.
Yeah.
I feel like Vince is getting to the point where he's becoming a child more, so he's trying to cater to his child audiences. He's like fucking... He's like what? He's like in his 60s or 70s, but he's taking so much drugs and steroids that he's probably... He must have the brain capacity.
You know, I don't wish death on nobody, but that dude's numbers is definitely running up. You know, well...
He has so much hate in his heart, he's going to be alive forever.
Yeah, that's true. The hateful do live. Unfortunately.
So then, after they recap everything, Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre have their match. I didn't give a shit. They had another segment with the female wrestlers. It was Naomi, Natalya, and Dana Brooke, and it was really like it seemed really like Vince McMahon's take of how girls interact. Like, yeah, this is how women talk to each other.
Worse than divas?
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. The match itself was another, like, dud. I don't care. Ricochet's match with Bobby Roode, or Robert Roode, excuse me.
Happy he made it to Raw, but sad he made it to Raw at the same time.
Like, it's happening, like...
Bittersweet, man. Like, he made it to the big league, but is it really worth being there?
Just a little side note with Ricochet.
That's dope.
I'm a huge Ricochet fan right now. I don't like the fact that they, in the beginning of his entrance music, they put bullet ricochet noises. It used to not be like that, and it sounds really cartoonish.
Bullet ricochet? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, bing, bing. Before, it used to just be the guitar riff coming down like... And it was dope.
It's just Vince has his hand now in it, man. That's why Vince probably saw Ricochet. I was like, I like him. Let's bring him back. Let's bring him on the Raw, Hunter. It's gonna be great. Come on, just believe me. Bring all those cool guys. Bring them on the Raw. To get the shine there.
The match itself was good because Ricochet and Bobby were just great wrestlers, but it didn't mean anything. It was another one that was like, oh, Ricochet's already in the Money in the Bank, but this match is for him to qualify for the Money in the Bank. Like, what? Becky Lynch came out. Then they had the match between Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder versus the Viking Raiders. Another side note. Originally, in NXT, they were called the War Raiders.
Yeah, I remember them, yeah.
They were cool. They still are cool. They came to WWE. Vince McMahon changed their name to the Viking Experience.
Come on, Hunter. It's a really good idea.
That's a great name.
It's such a great name.
Hunter, just believe me.
We're experiencing what it's like to be Vikings.
I'm the one that named Triple H.
And
Can't argue that.
he actually changed their names, too, for some reason.
The actual wrestlers' names, too?
Yeah. To something more, like, Norwegian.
Like we don't know they're from NXT, right?
Yeah.
We have no idea.
This thing is, like, NXT is supposed to set up all these wrestlers in the main roster.
Yeah.
But then once they get to the main roster, we're expected to completely forget everything they ever did in NXT.
Dude.
It's like...
WWE
what?
is fucking Marvel Fox. There we go. Marvel Fox is WWE. No, you like X-Men 3? Well, wait till we give you Days of Future Past.
We don't have a Marvel Studios is the problem.
Who's that? The
It's the
wrestler?
MCU in wrestling.
No, they don't.
We don't have a continuity
Until Hunter comes.
So
Hunter was a wrestler.
Yeah, but now, all right. So now we'll go into the more of the Triple H thing after this. But now they're called the Viking Raiders. I like this name more than the Viking Experience.
Yeah, Experience.
War Raiders was still better. Viking Raiders is not bad. The Viking Raiders beat Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. If you don't know,
I think Zack Ryder been fucking around a lot too.
Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder are the current Raw champions. But who gives a fuck?
Right.
Who gives a fuck? Because they lost. And WWE doesn't care about tag team division.
Let's let Hunter back in time.
That was a Connie Mess moment right there.
Yeah.
WWE doesn't care about the tag team division. It's so upsetting. They should dedicate like an hour to the tag team division, especially Raw since it's 3 hours. They should dedicate an hour to the tag team division, an hour to the women's division, and an hour to the men's single division. Like, it just seems like
they're wasting talent. They got so much talent, but they want to keep giving us the same fucking sandwich.
They have probably talent-wise, like pure athleticism-wise,
the most.
These are the best wrestlers they've
ever
had.
For sure.
Now, I'm not saying personality-wise or like gimmick-wise.
No, you can't deny that because these motherfuckers are products of Raw's war.
These are people that grew up like watching wrestling in the modern age, where like health and fitness were the thing.
Dude, yeah, man. They that's why they're kind of cool because I feel like the wrestlers around war didn't really have much to watch. There were different plugs, but there wasn't WWE. There wasn't this mecca, this powerhouse where. Oh, it was weird, man.
So I forgot about that too. They also changed the name of the Viking Raiders' finishing move. I don't remember what it used to be called, but they changed the name to the Viking Experience.
Oh.
And for a while, they were the Viking Experience, and their finisher was the Viking Experience.
No, that sounds like a nice little tour you go on when you go to Iceland.
We'll just
Well, welcome to the Viking Experience. Oh, terrible accent.
Strolling along.
Terrible Iceland accent. I apologize.
The Viking Experience. That was not Norwegian. Welcome, yeah, to the Viking Experience, yeah. I'm sorry.
Vikings are terrifying. I'm all set.
So then, the only good part of the no, there's two good parts of the episode. But the first good part of the episode was episode 3 of the Firefly Funhouse. I'm really curious where they're going with this. I'm still captivated. I want to know where it's going. I still get a really, especially this episode, I get a really like Wonder Chosen vibe from the Firefly Funhouse. I've heard a lot of other comparisons to like Too Many Cooks and Adult Swim shit. But if anyone remembers Wonder Chosen from back in the day,
I remember Wonder Chosen.
That shit was I hated that show. That shit fucked with my head, man. I couldn't watch that show. Saiyan Sensei here,
I enjoyed it.
Did like that show.
Oh yeah, I did.
He also got into Tim Derrick also did a great job before he smoked and did drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So
love it now.
Mm-hmm.
That's life.
But Wonder Chosen was this show for adults that was like a kid's show for adults that used kids to do weird disturbing things, and it was on MTV2. I didn't like it. But yeah, I like Firefly Funhouse. I get a really creepy vibe from it. Watch it. Just watch it on YouTube. Firefly Funhouse. I'm really curious as to where they're gonna go with this, because like.
Probably nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, knowing WWE, they're probably gonna fuck it up somehow. Like, I really feel like this is Bray Wyatt's baby, and he's trying his hardest not to let Vince McMahon stick his dick in it.
Mm-hmm. Just come on, Brian, jump in real quick.
Yeah, just a tip. But Vince, you're all tip.
You're all tip. Oh man, that's a good one.
So, yeah, then it was a Drew McIntyre range match. It was good. It was alright, I guess. It just, like, they're just gonna keep doing the same things over and over and over and over. Raw being 3 hours is too long. And then...
Yeah, that's too much. 2 hours was good.
The last match?
I could have got away with that as a kid. 3 hours as a kid? Nah.
Fuck
Go to your
that,
ass to bed. I just get away with 2 hours when I was a kid. And on school nights too.
Oh, and then before that, actually, So Vince McMahon earlier, I said that there was going to be the wild card rule, which he pulled out of his ass on the spot, and everyone else just... This is why I said he pulled this out of his ass. Because later on in the episode, he said there's only going to be 3 wrestlers from SmackDown and Raw, and 3 wrestlers from SmackDown and SmackDown. Quote. That's what he said. And,
Smart.
So, then he went to... Then later on this episode, Lars Sullivan comes out, and, what's his name? The drifter, the guitarist dude. Hello, I am Elias. Elias came out. So that's 2 more wrestlers from SmackDown on Raw. So in total, there was 5. And if you count Shane McMahon, that's 6. So there was a total of at least 5, maybe 6 wrestlers from SmackDown on Raw. So they literally forgot about a storyline, they said, just a few hours before the episode.
Hey man, that's just the proof in the pudding. This
No
shit's
continuity.
shit.
No continuity.
No continuity.
Then the last match was Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan for the the WWE title match. An amazing match. Like this, they just can't fuck up those 2 guys. They do great work.
Good show, man. Good showman, should I say?
Kofi Kingston won clean. It's what everyone wanted. Huge pop at the end, and it was great. And Vince McMahon's gonna go home. They're gonna get the ratings from this episode of Raw, and it's gonna be again one of the worst rated episodes of Raw in Raw history. And he's gonna be like, the reason why this sucks is because Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins are champions. No one wants to see them as champions.
And then boom.
Becky Lynch is the women's champion. I gotta put another blonde, big titty girl as a champion. That's like, it's like, and this is another thing that bothers me, okay? This is the best thing that they got right now. It's Becky Lynch as the champ. Becky 2 belts.
She's dope.
This is literally the best thing on WWE, and maybe all of wrestling right now. And who is the first 2 people that are put up to challenge her?
2 blonde hair, big booby bitches.
2 blonde hair, big booby bitches. For whatever reason, they gave it to Charlotte. They're like, alright, Becky Lynch, your first challenger for SmackDown belt is going to be Charlotte Flair. And your first challenger for the Raw is going to be Lacey Evans. No one even wrestled for it. There was no competition. No one earned it. They were both just giving it. Lacey Evans, I guess she earned it a little bit more because there was actually some, like, a little bit of heat and build-up before that. But still, neither of them really earned that.
Hey, man. All these points are valid. All these points are valid. This is why, you guys, listeners, you're wrestling fans, stay tuned to Dr. Fumes' fucking, Around the Met. And, maybe I might be in an episode. We have other people that know wrestling we can bring in for Fumes. Just stay tuned if you're a fan of wrestling, because you're going to get more of these fucking, these passionate takes, man.
These rants, man. I don't know.
We've been fans for a while, bro. It's hard. I fell off the past 6-7 years, but I'm getting back into it.
But no wrestling fan really ever falls off. You just follow it less.
I stopped following it for a while, and I'm getting back into it recently.
Like, you were still, even like when you say you weren't like getting into it, you still were like checking out updates on fucking Instagram and shit.
It's just, it's weird to take a break and come back and see nothing has changed. Maybe they stopped the divas, maybe they stopped the bra and panty matches, but there's still lurkings of that kind of bullshit. Vince is still Vince. Exactly. Vince is still do what he wants, but...
And, to go back, like, to wrap everything up, just to go back what you've been saying about Triple H taking over, let's not forget that Vince likes Triple H for a reason. It's because he sees a lot of himself in Triple H.
Do you mean that in a physical way?
Maybe. Maybe.
Or in a metaphysical way? Hunter.
Let's not forget that Triple H put himself in the spotlight. Yeah, he was a good wrestler, but there were so many times where other people should have won.
True.
But because he was Hunter Holmes Helmsley, Stephanie McMahon's husband, Spence McMahon's son-in-law, he was like, "Hey Vince, I think I should win this one," and he gave it to him.
Hey man, you're right.
When he beat, I'm still mad about. I'll tell you right now, the second time I stopped watching wrestling was when Triple H beat Booker T for the WWE title.
Yeah, that was.
There was so much awful racist promos leading up to that, where Booker T was like, he should have won. Just like, no, everything you're saying about me is wrong, but Triple H won. And so everything they said about him, I guess, is technically according to WWE right.
That's what they put in the fucking stew, man. They don't treat people of color that well in wrestling.
So,
they gotten better, but you know.
So I don't want to believe. I don't think everything is going to change completely when Triple H comes over.
Maybe not for the wrestlers, but for the fans, it might.
Maybe like NXT is really good, especially compared to the Raw.
Just the look and feel. It looks more like it's just like filmed with a phone. It's like
real,
It's like authentic.
For lack of a better words, it's more raw. You know.
That's a perfect fucking cap, man. It's exactly. It's more raw. It's more fucking. It's all that shit.
And it's I'm putting whenever. Hopefully AEW gets its feet off the ground running. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. But, like, I keep hearing people talking about it, but I haven't read anything about, like, network deals, like, when it's going to premiere on TV, like, other than wrestlers signing with the company. That's a fact that there's definitely wrestlers signing with the company.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to hear some more concrete stuff. Like, when can I stop watching WWE? Please, tell me.
And, you know... Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to the fucking XFL? Did that fall through again? There's a lot of unanswered questions with WWE.
Shit, man. I hope XFL comes just so Vince McMahon could be preoccupied with that more.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I guess to end things, this is episode 1 of Around the Mat with Dr. Fumes.
It's Sensei. Thank you guys for listening.